Quite sure y'all noticed the title of the video. Probably didn't. I don't know. We'll see. But we're gonna get into this Brandon Johnson idiot in a little bit. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather, but I'll be alright. I'll be okay. Trying to get myself situated here. How y'all doing? God bless y'all. God bless every single one of y'all. Again, welcome to the show. Right on the Rise Opinion Don't Matter. Happy Labor Day. I'm gonna say happy Labor Day. I don't know. I mean, who would be happy about labor? But whatever. It is what it is. Hey, top to bottom. How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Great show we had yesterday. It's a great show. Great show. I really enjoyed it. I think people got a lot out of the show yesterday. So I'm glad we had a chance to collaborate and have fun with it. It was a good show. It was a real good show. Yeah, I enjoyed it. But Brandon Johnson. Now I don't know if y'all seen this or not, but Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, said they don't want Trump's help. Of course, he said that a little while ago. Now, over the weekend, 36 people got shot. 5 died, if I'm not mistaken. And he's still saying, Chicago good. Chicago don't need no help. And so when people hear me say that Democrats love criminals, I don't even have to go into trying to prove it. They're proving it for me. My thing is this, is that they continuously prove it for me. I don't have to try to prove that Democrats love criminals. All you got to do is look at what they do. Look at the decisions that they make and look at what they do. And that's going to be a clear indication that they love criminals. 36 people got shot. 36. And you don't think it's necessary to say, you know what, Trump, we were wrong. We need the help. But your pride won't let you. Or is it that you're part of the criminal enterprise in Chicago that you don't want some other them coming in and really finding out exactly what you guys are really doing in Chicago? That's where I think of that. That's just my opinion, but that's where I think is at. What's up, Aiden? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't. But this is where we at with Chicago. How many more people, how many more citizens have to be under that type of duress of these criminals before Brandon Johnson decide to reverse course and get the help that he needs? Because he needs the help. Say what you want to say. Brandon Johnson needs that help. Real talk. He needs it. I don't care what nobody say. You don't know what you're doing, Brandon Johnson. And I'm hoping that the Flip Chicago Red movement actually has an impact, a large impact on the voters to stop them from voting for people like this. Is because this is where the problem lies at. This is where the problem lies at, is that they voted for Brandon Johnson for the very same reason they voted for Lori Lightfoot. They basically looked at skin color and said, okay, we good. And this is the result. Like, y'all didn't learn Chicago from Lightfoot. Y'all put Brandon Johnson there, who was worse than the one y'all had there before. And y'all still keep doing this identity politics as opposed to looking at who's qualified as opposed to somebody like that. This dude is literally allowing Chicago. Now, here's where the toe tap, and I'm going to keep bringing this up. He said that they don't need help. This is what Brandon Johnson they don't need help. Just for real, God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. Top to bottom, hair and skincare. Thank you for all your support. Mike Sports Vibe Ballin'. Thank you for coming in. Yes, I'm going to talk my talk, just like when I'm watching your channel and you be talking your talk. I'm about to talk my talk right over here on Ron's Opinion Don't Matter, because right now I have had it up to here with these criminals. I've had it up to here with these criminals. Chicago mayor of Chicago, and I'm not even going to get into the governor part because he's an idiot too, but I'm just going to stick with the mayor. Because your pride won't allow you to get the help you need. You are over your head right now. 36 people got shot over the weekend. 36 people got shot over the weekend, and you're saying that you don't need the help. Now I want y'all to listen to what I'm getting ready to say. Meanwhile, when you look at Brandon Johnson walking down the street, he got seven security officers around him at all times. So he don't care if y'all get shot and get killed in Chicago, but he does care about himself. See, they don't say they want these type of weapons, but look at what he has around him protecting him. But he don't care about y'all. I watched him walk into that city hall, whatever they was going at. He had 7 security officers around him. That means his life matters more to him than anybody else's. So he don't want the help from Trump just to protect the citizens, but he got all that help protecting him. The hypocrisy in that. I'm watching him walk with security. 7 security, I counted them. I said he got 7 security officers with 1 man. But he don't want Trump to come in and protect the law-abiding citizens that got to get up and go to work every day. So y'all make that make sense to me. Make that make sense. For all those that keep voting for people like this, y'all make that make sense. He literally gave the citizens of his city the middle finger. He got all of these people around him, security all around him, but don't want the help for the rest of the people in Chicago. So his life matters more. That's why he got all the security. But he don't want more police officers, and he don't want more security and more Trump to send in the National Guard and all the help out there. He's saying, forget the matter. As long as I'm good, it all that matters. That's what he's saying. Without saying it out of his mouth, he's saying, as long as I'm safe, that's all that matters. The citizens of Chicago don't matter. He's safe. That's all that matters. Because he values his own life. He can care 2 cents about the citizens. If you feel Chicago, if that's safe, why do you have 7 people walking around you? What's up, Riot Knob? How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. If you feel as though Chicago is that safe, why do you have 7 security officers around you at all times? You make that make sense. And Brandon Johnson thinks Chicago is so safe. Why does he have 7 security officers but won't get the help for the citizens to be protected from the criminals? Make that make sense. What's up, Leroy? How you doing? God bless you. Make it make sense. Almost 3 dozen people got shot in Chicago. I'm not even getting into no other city. I'm just going to talk about Chicago right now. Make it make sense. The criminals of Chicago, like Chish Farrell says, they got free reign to do whatever they want to do. Now, the thing about it is, what happens is he don't want the outcome of what happened in Washington, D.C. to happen in Chicago. Because the murder rate dropped to 0 when they flooded the neighborhoods. I'm watching video after video of mostly black people saying how safe the streets is right now and how glad that Trump came in with the National Guard. But the news media keep acting like black people don't want that. But I'm watching video after video that says otherwise. So y'all let that make sense. The people in the city that live there that have to deal with this every single day, that working class citizens, they don't want that. They glad Trump did what he did. The only people that's going to have a problem with that if you're part of the criminal enterprise. That's why Brandon Johnson has a problem with it. Because it's going to interfere with his criminal enterprise. Make it make sense. If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very, very much. Yeah, a lot of these white liberals do. And this is not about white and black, but a lot of these white liberals want the destruction in these communities. And they put people in like Brandon Johnson and Obama and all of these black faces. They'll put them in front so you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. The real racist people. They'll make sure they good, but they're going to make sure that your neighborhood and your community is under duress. It's full of destruction, homelessness, and everything in between. And they don't like it. That's why they let all these illegal immigrants, that's why they invited all these criminals from all these other countries, and they sent them all in your communities. All black, Hispanic neighborhoods, so you can deal with them. They didn't let them stay in Martha's Vineyard. Soon as they hit Martha's Vineyard, that's where Texas sent them at, Martha's Vineyard. They packed them right back up and sent them to where they call sanctuary cities. No, that's not why they sent them there, because they don't want it for them. That's why. They don't want it for them. They don't want it for them. That's why they sent them to the communities, the black and Hispanic communities. Because why? Because Obama and all of these black so-called black politicians didn't want it in their neighborhood. So they sent them so that all of the rest of the citizens that normally would vote for them had to deal with them. Make it make sense. What I'm saying is facts. You might not like it. It might strike a nerve, but what I'm saying is facts. What I'm talking about is facts. You don't want, why, if you knew that 36 people in your city got shot, why wouldn't you call for help? Here's my point today. Let's just say we was in war and you running out of manpower and someone else offers help. You're not going to care whether you like the person or not. You're going to take the help because you need it. Unless you want the people to die continuously. That's the same thing that's happening here. Brandon Johnson must want the people in this neighborhood, in this community to die. Because otherwise you would take the help to help put a stop to it and get out of your personal feelings. How would you know whether I do or don't? Right. Joe Biden running around sniffing kids, but they don't have a problem with that. But I invite the trolls. They come here. This is the home for the trolls. Because I like for them to come on my live and expose their stupidity. And they can say what they want to say about me because I got thick skin, so I'm good with that. But in reality, you cannot justify not wanting help when the people in your community are dying and under that duress. Meanwhile, you sitting there bankrupting the city. The very thing you ran on, which was not raising property tax, now you're trying to raise the property tax on the citizens. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It's not help, it's government overreach. How is that government overreach? I don't want gun control because I understand the Second Amendment and what it was written for. So for people that say gun control, no. Government is not supposed to tell you what you can and cannot have because the Second Amendment is written against government. The Second Amendment is not about protecting yourself against criminal. The Second Amendment is written to protect yourself against a tyrannical government. So if they felt as though Trump was going to be tyrannical and take over, then why didn't they tell their citizens to arm up? Why didn't they tell their citizens to arm up because Trump is going to be a tyrant? That's how you know they don't believe it. That's how you know they don't believe it. Because if I know that somebody's going to be a tyrant, I'm not going to start talking about gun control. What I'm going to tell my citizens to do, y'all need to go get y'all stuff and get it up and make sure y'all good because he going to come in and he going to do this and he going to do that. That's why I know they don't believe that. It's just all talk. And the only reason why they talk about gun control is because they want to control and keep the citizens under the rest of the criminals. Because the criminals don't care about your gun control. They know criminals are not going into the stores and buying guns. They don't care. They don't care. Criminals don't go to stores and buy guns. That's how stupid they are. They have no idea what the Second Amendment is written for. It's to protect yourself against government tyranny. So why would you let the government tell you what you can and cannot have? That's stupid. This is how you know they don't know what they be talking about. The Second Amendment is written to protect yourself against government. That's why government is not supposed to tell you what you cannot have as far as protection-wise. That's why these Democrats and these liberals want to limit you to a certain amount of firearm. Why? So when they decide to go tyrannical, they can control the people. But if Trump was trying to be tyrannical, why would he try to free that up? This is how stupid they are. That's not helping kids be school. Listen, if you want to help kids get safe in school, here's my point. This is how stupid they sound. If you want to protect children, listen, look at all the money they spent on illegal immigrants. Come on, let's go. Since y'all said you brought it up to keep the children safe. All of that money that they spent on illegal immigrants, right? The Biden administration, they could have took that money and they could have financed and had at least 5 to 10 armed police officers at every single school in America if they cared about protecting kids in the school. But no, they spent the money on illegal immigrants. So y'all came to the right home. That's why I do this. Y'all came to the right home. So if they cared that much about children, why didn't they spend that money that they spent on illegal immigrants putting armed security at the school? How many more kids at the school got to die before y'all get the point? Y'all got the wrong one. That's why I'm here. To preach the truth. Whether you like it or not. And yes, I am from Philadelphia. Yes, I am from the hood. I was raised up under the Democratic area. And I seen the destruction. So you're not talking to somebody who grew up in a proper neighborhood where the drugs and stuff wasn't taking a hold. I grew up in the hood. North Philadelphia. Born and raised. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not from the suburbs in no proper neighborhood. I'm from the hood. So I see it firsthand how much they don't care about the citizens. So y'all make that make sense. How can the world you say you okay with that? No, I'm not from Chicago. I'm from Philadelphia. But Philadelphia got the same problem. Murder rate. So Philadelphia got the same problem. But they refuse to fix it. They care more about the criminals than they care about the citizens. They will do everything to protect illegal immigrants, but won't do anything but to protect the people that voted for them. They don't do nothing to protect the people that voted for them. Do a brother a favor, y'all. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate it very, very much, and we're going to get into it. Because I love it when these liberals and these Democrats come over here with their stupidity. Let me run Chicago. I guarantee you I'll fix that problem real quick. Put me in this and put me as the mayor of Philadelphia. I'll fix that problem real quick. Because I will put every criminal on notice. I am not the mayor that you want to play with. I'm going to make sure you go to jail, and I'm going to make sure you stay there. I'm not going to play. Look at it. Listen to this stuff. Look, this is not about debating. Look at Chicago. What, y'all don't see it? This is not about a debate. It's about Chicago. It's a mess. You Republicans, how do you know I'm a Republican? I never said I was Republican. I said I was born and raised Philadelphia. I voted Democrat vast majority of my life. This is not about me being Republican or Democrat. But the most time I voted was Democrat. So again, what do you mean? So y'all keep equating these things to a Republican and Democrat. I use Democrats because they don't care. And I sum them all up in one. Why? Because they the ones with the problem. You take all of the Democratic cities in the United States of America, you take them out of America, America will be one of the safest countries in the world. If you take out the cities that the Democrats run. So how does that make sense? Destruction follows the Democrat Party. I call them Democrats. That's what I call them. I don't even call them Democrats. Really, I really call them Democrats because I think they all work for Satan. Like I said, if you want to live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. We're going to get into it. Tell me. Ain't nothing in here but some water. Look at it. Same. Here it comes. I told y'all the Epstein file. They say the same stuff. They have nothing else. Epstein file, Epstein file, Epstein file, Epstein file. That's all they say. Epstein file. What's up, RJ? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. They say the same old stuff. Epstein file, Epstein file, Epstein. Where's the Epstein file? See, y'all here with the troller. You come to troll me, I troll you back. Why they won't release the Epstein files? I don't know and I don't care. I told y'all before. For those that have been on my live, I always say the same thing. I'm not concerned about the files. All I want to know is anybody was doing something with these kids, they need to go to jail. Honestly, me personally, if they was doing stuff to kids, I don't care who it is. That's Trump on down. If they found out that Trump was involved in that, I want him hanged like anybody else. As it relates to kids. No, you won't. You're not ready for me. Believe me when I tell you, even right now, I'm on kids' gloves. But I know what you're reaching for, but you're not going to get it. But even now, I'm on kids' gloves. Believe me when I tell you, this conversation is about Chicago. Again, Chicago, right now, 36 people got shot. 3 dozen. 5 of them killed. And this idiot is still saying he don't need the help. But yet he got 7 security guards walking around him at all times. How can y'all possibly be okay with that? How could y'all possibly be okay with that? He got 7 security officers following him at all times. His life matters more than the citizen. If you felt as though Chicago was that safe, why do you need security? Why do you need security? I hope he send them in there, and I hope he do it quick. I don't give a damn what Brandon Johnson is. I'm tired of people dying. I'm tired of hearing about people dying, and most of those people that are dying in those cities are people are Hispanic, Black and Hispanic people. How much more duress do you think the Black community is going to be able to take before it be no more? I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. We already under an attack. The Black community is already under attack when it comes to abortion. You get what I'm saying? We already under attack when it comes to crime and all the stuff that's happening there. We already under attack when it comes to finance. How much more before it just breaks the back of the Black community where there is no more? Because we keep allowing these type of people and putting them in position of power when they care less about what happens to you. Because red states don't run blue cities. I'm talking about blue cities because they are the bigger problem. Y'all keep bringing up red states. No, blue cities. Because when you take the blue cities out of it, it gets so much better. It gets so much better. If you take all the blue cities out of the red states, it just gets so much better. He said red states need blue cities. What they need them for? What blue cities actually do? What do blue cities really actually do? Besides spend money. That's the only reason they need them for is to make money off of. Because all blue cities do most of the time is spend all the money. They don't save, they don't invest. They get a nickel, they spending it. So what do they actually need them for? What are the blue cities producing besides services? What are they making? Building, constructing. What's up, Mac? How you doing? Blue City Harvard criminals. Yes, you do. You're absolutely right. And I say it all the time. Democrats love criminals. Democratic politicians and liberals love criminals. They're infatuated by them. They love them. They can't listen. That's why when you listen to a lot of the rap music, it endorses criminal behavior. Why? Because they love it. They love it. They love the criminal behavior. Yeah, Epstein files. I'm just repeating the lies. So you telling me that Chicago don't have a crime problem? You said I'm repeating the lies. Give me a second, y'all. Sorry about that. You telling me that Chicago don't have a crime problem? I'm lying about Chicago having a crime problem. So I'm asking y'all. I'm brainwashed. Chicago ain't 36 people didn't get shot over the weekend in Chicago. I'm not saying red states don't have crime, but the vast majority of America, the crime is by far worse in blue cities, by far, to the point where the citizens stop calling the police because they don't even show up no more. So y'all make that make sense. To the point where the cities don't even show up. They don't even call the police no more. Why? Because the police don't even show up. And calling me a liar don't mean I'm lying. Calling me a liar just means you don't agree with me. Crime rate in Chicago didn't go down. Not one bit. They just stopped reporting it. They stopped reporting the crime rate in Chicago. Just like they did in Los Angeles, just like they did in Philadelphia, and all of these blue cities, they tried to decriminalize a lot of stuff so it looked like crime has gone down. But here's my point to that. Here's my point to that. Is this. When you look at the numbers, all right, so when Trump went into D.C. and put the National Guard in there, the crime actually went down. That 2 weeks, they had no murders. Zero. When you look at Chicago, they done already wrote laws and decriminalized a lot of stuff. The second reason why it looks like it went down is because people stopped calling the police. Why? Because the police never show up. They just said, whatever, I'll just deal with it. See, I'm from the hood, so I know what happens. Like, what you calling them for? They ain't gonna come? By the time they come, it's gonna be 2 hours later. What are you calling them for? We all say it. Every single person in the hood say the same thing. What are you calling them for? They ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all forgot that part? Y'all forgot that part. What are you calling the police for? They ain't gonna do nothing. That's a common statement amongst the hood. What are you calling them for? They ain't gonna show up. Again, what are you calling them for? And they all want to say red, red, red. At the end of the day, it don't matter what you say. We flipping this country red. We gonna flip this country red. You already seen that red map, how much the Republicans took over already. And I'm hoping that Chicago, the people that are fighting and that organization saying flip Chicago red, I'm hoping they flip it red. And I hope this path continue on because I don't want no more Democrats running anything because they all work for Satan. Democrats work for Satan. And at the end of the day, they saying that, but we got a red president. Well, he's actually orange, but we're going to go with the red president. We got the House. We got the Senate. We got the whole shebang. Shaboing boing. We got the whole thing. And y'all don't think that map that looked like Verizon coverage is an indication that the Republican Party is killing the game right now. You can get mad all you want to, but they're killing it right now. And more and more people that normally vote Democrat is now escaping the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party right now is about to go bankrupt if they don't get their stuff together soon. Real talk. They should bring up the same thing, January 6th. So you want to bring up January 6th? Well, let's talk about George Floyd. Black Lives Matter. You want to bring up January 6th? So which one was worse? January 6th or what Black Lives Matter did across the whole country? Which one was more destructive? Black Lives Matter or January 6th? Which one was more destructive? By far, Black Lives Matter. And then they got all that money. What did they do with it? This is how, that's how idiotic y'all see it. See, they said January 6th was worse. See how stupid they are? They said January 6th was worse than Black Lives Matter movement. All those people that died in Black Lives Matter movement. All that destruction. City of Philadelphia still got burnt down buildings because of it. Who raised these people? Who raised these people? If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. She said they went into the Capitol. Yep. And if you look at the video, it looked like they was on tour. Because the Capitol Police was just walking them through like, look at this. Look at that. See, y'all didn't see that part, did y'all? The Capitol Police was walking them through there, giving them a tour. Just giving them a tour. Look at this, look at that. But they made y'all believe that they destroyed everything. Nothing, almost nothing got destroyed in the Capitol except for one window. Meanwhile, City of Philadelphia still got burnt down buildings because of it. Make it make sense. They tore these cities up. Make it make sense. I don't get high. I don't drink. I don't do none of it. And my cup is water. I ain't smoking nothing. All I know is I'm born and raised in the city of Philadelphia. When I drive through my city, I still see evidence of the Black Lives Matter movement. Still see the evidence to this day. See, y'all, I move around. I travel enough to know. Still see the evidence. And I'm quite sure if you go through a lot of these other cities, you're going to still see the evidence. January 6th was an isolated incident to one place. How do you equate January 6th compared to Black Lives Matter? But nobody complained about all of the $1 million that these people got and did nothing for the community in return. Make it make sense. Soul Ranger, how you doing? 45, what's up? First of all, here's the thing. This is how stupid y'all sound again. So you say, do I want to go back to the 1950s? Trump has been in office 4 years prior to this, and he's been in office for the last 8 months. Where is the indication that we're going back to that? And here's the thing, just in case you even think about it. That's what that Second Amendment is for. To make sure they under the same duress as I would be. See, this is why y'all not supposed to be listening to Democrats. Because if you listen to Democrats, you'll be suspect to whatever the government decide to do. That's why we have a Second Amendment, to protect yourself against government tyranny. So if this government decide to go tyrannical, what are you going to do but protect yourself? Because half of these liberals don't believe in firearms. Half these liberals don't believe in protecting themselves. They listening to the government and these politicians say, oh, we need to limit what you can have. We need to limit the capacity of magazines you can have in your gun. Listening to the people that's telling you that they tyrannical without telling you they tyrannical. So what are you going to do about it? How you going to fight back? Because you can't. If the government right now decide to go tyrannical, you are behind out. You're going to get in line and do whatever they say to do. There ain't going to be enough fight if you're not prepared for it. My thing is this, they're not going to prepare for it. I have the right to keep and bear arms, to protect myself from a tyrannical government, not from criminals. No, that's just a byproduct of it. The Second Amendment is to protect myself from a tyrannical government. This is where everybody missed the point. The point is, if the government why would you let the government tell you what you can and cannot have? Well, as it relates to protecting yourself. That's why I did not specify a certain type of weapon. But you letting these politicians keep telling you what you can and cannot have. And when they decide to do what they did like with COVID and told y'all to go in the house, you had no way to defend yourself. Make it make sense. Stop listening to these Democrats. That's when you know somebody is tyrannical. I tell everybody all the time, if you want to know if a politician's tyrannical, the minute they start talking about limit guns, banning guns, telling people what they can and cannot have as it relates to firearms or anything of that nature, knives and stuff, that is the indication that they are tyrannical. Nothing else. Because why would you want to limit me if you have no bad intentions? Why would you want to limit me if you don't have bad intentions? If you don't have a tyrannical mindset, why would you want to limit what I have? Make that make sense. That's why you got to stop listening to these Democrats. Because they are the ones that are tyrannical. Joe Biden sat up there on the stage and said, if you want to take on the government, you're going to need F-15s. Y'all didn't even hear what he said. All y'all sat there and said, oh, he was just joking. Meanwhile, they had y'all staying in the house and couldn't come out. He said, if you want to take on the government, you will need F-15. Now, really, truthfully, the military should have came and removed him at that moment because he threatened American citizens with weapons. But y'all didn't see that as tyrannical. Y'all thought that was a joke. I saw it as tyrannical. I was disappointed in the military when he said that and they did not remove him. They should have removed him when he threatened America with F-15s. Screaming don't show ignorance. Screaming shows that I can scream. See how stupid y'all is? Y'all hear somebody say something and it sounds sterile in your head, and y'all, I can talk loud or I can talk low. Either way, I'm either telling the truth or I'm not. It doesn't matter the tone. The tone doesn't indicate whether you telling the truth or whether you right or wrong. It doesn't. It's not an indication whether you intellectual or not. My tone of voice is just my tone of voice. Y'all always trying to equate something. Oh, if you talking loud, you don't know what you're talking about. That don't mean nothing. I can say the same thing low, say the same thing high, it's still gonna have the same effect. It's either gonna be right or it's gonna be wrong. See that? Again, Joe Biden got up on that stage and said, in order to take on the government, you're gonna need F-15s. And y'all was okay with that? Y'all was okay with that? I'm asking, y'all okay with the president of the United States threatening the citizens with military weapons? Y'all okay with that? Right, my point exactly. When he said that, in my opinion, this is my opinion, the military should have came and removed them. They failed at their job at that point. But that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying, the minute he said that, they should have removed him because he threatened American citizens with military weapons. I wasn't okay with that. That put me on alert. But y'all okay with it because he told y'all to stay in the house and y'all did. I didn't, but y'all did. I watched all these Democrat cities be under duress and couldn't even move around and do stuff like when I went around red states, they were doing what they wanted to do. They were like, oh, okay, we good. It ain't that big. It ain't that serious. But the Democrats, woo, they was controlling people like crazy. They was controlling people like crazy. I was like, man, y'all still doing that? Wow. Florida down there having a ball, living life. Philadelphia, you gotta have on the badge to prove you was vaxxed. You had to prove you was vaxxed. And y'all don't see that as tyrannical. Y'all don't see that as tyrannical. They lied to y'all about all of that stuff that was going on, and y'all don't see that as tyrannical. It's crazy. It's crazy. Meanwhile, my president, who I voted for, Trump, I want to say thank you, President Trump. And the reason why I want to say thank you, President Trump, is because for once in my lifetime, President Trump, I am getting what I voted for. I voted to close the border, and the president has closed the border. I voted to get these people deported out of this country, and my president is deporting people out of the country. I voted for them to put tariffs on these countries and stop letting them do business over here for nothing. And yet, that is happening. I voted for no tax on tips. I voted for no tax on overtime. And so far, it's a beautiful thing because I'm getting what I voted for. 100. See, listen, at the end of the day, it's God first with me, my family, and also my country. Because this is my country, and I'm never going to let no one tell me that this ain't my country. And it's simple as that. You will never be able to tell me that this is not my country. They can tell it to everybody else. They can speak that to everybody else. But you're not going to tell me that this ain't my country. I was born and raised here. And if you want to try to stop me, try. But I'm going to go get everything that this country has to offer and take full advantage of it. Why? Because it's there and I was born in, and it's my birthright as an American citizen to take advantage of it. And I suggest if you're born and raised in this country, get your head out of all of the rhetoric and do the same. Stop listening to the bull crap, because these Democrats do not care about you. They do not care whether you live or die. Most Democrats that win politics, win their cities and stuff, they win by default. Because people in those places have a tendency to just vote Democrat. They're not earning your vote. You're just going in there and voting Democrat. You have no idea who you're voting for. And we need to stop doing it. You really need to scrutinize these politicians and make sure whoever you're voting for is worthy of your vote. I don't tell people who to vote for. You can vote for whoever you want. That's the thing. That's the beautiful thing of America, is you can vote for whoever you want to vote for. You have every right to. That's the beautiful part. But right now, when I voted for Trump, I'm getting what I voted for. And I have never gotten this out of any politician. None. I have never gotten these type of results out of any politician prior to Trump. This is by far the best vote I ever had in my life. And I'm enjoying it. And they might not like it, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah, but he didn't attack the military. He didn't attack the citizens. Here's my point, and they keep bringing this up. Excuse me. They keep bringing this up about Trump sending in the military. But Trump did not attack no citizens. I'm going to tell you something. Look how many citizens was attacking ICE when they was trying to arrest and put these and deport these illegal immigrants. And look how patient ICE has been with these people that are probably citizens of America. I watched them throw rocks, stones, bricks, all types of stuff at ICE, and ICE did not respond the way they could have. They went after the illegals and getting them up out of here. The same thing with the military. The military did not go in none of these places and terrorize the citizens. They protected government facilities from these crazy people. So make it make sense. I don't care if he authorized it. He need to. He need to go into Chicago and do it again. And when he done with Chicago, go to Philly. Because Philly need help too. We need the same results in Philly and Chicago and these other blue cities that we got in Washington, D.C. We need the murder rate to drop to 0 in 2 weeks. Well, you talk about the Capitol, who was really supposed to protect it was your girl Nancy Pelosi, who admitted on camera that she didn't do her job. That was who was supposed to do it. Nancy Pelosi was supposed to authorize and protect the Capitol, but she didn't do her job. So you might want to go check that one out, because she admitted on camera that she failed to do her job. It's her fault. But y'all don't want to talk about that part because she's a Democrat. Because she's a Democrat. So y'all don't want to talk about her because she's a Democrat. If you want this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. We having fun here. We enjoying this. It's a beautiful thing. We're going to keep talking about it. Andrew, what's up? What's up? God bless you. God bless you. Yes, Trump is giving me everything I voted for. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm sitting back chilling. I'm sitting back chilling. I'm like, yo, this is unbelievable. Real talk, y'all. It's unbelievable. I'm like, wow. I'm actually getting what I voted for. I did not expect it to go this well. And I'm not saying it's perfect. I did not expect it to go this well. I was like, if I could get, this is my thing was, if I can get back what Trump was doing when he was first in office, I'm good. That's where I was at. I want back what he was when he first got in office. That's where I was at. And then he got in there and he just did a whole lot more. I was like, wow. This is amazing. This is amazing. I'm good with it. See, y'all don't understand. I want them to put tariffs on these other countries because I want them to bring these jobs back to America. I want him to use tariffs to force these companies to start making and building stuff right here in this country, and we can get the skill level up back in America and get skilled workers back in America and stop offering everybody a bunch of services that nobody needs. We ain't making enough as far as I'm concerned. And that don't mean I'm right. I'm just saying, as far as I'm concerned, we need to do more making stuff right here in this country. And stop giving everybody else control over what we do. It's way too much. It has went too far. So I'm okay with the tariffs. And even if that means that some of the goods that I purchase is going to be higher, I'm good with that. Because guess what? If you work in a job, you ain't paying over. You're going to get your overtime money. If you work in hospitality field where you get tips, you're going to have your tip money. So if the prices go up a little bit higher, you're going to still be able to afford them. Why? Because you're going to be able to keep more of your money. See, Trump thought that through. He already thought that through. And for the companies that have come over here and doing it over here, yes, they're going to have to pay more money because he's getting illegals out of here. So they're going to have to pay American wages. So then he said, yeah, I'll give you a tax break, but you're going to have to build it and make it right here. He thought that through. So that they can make enough profit to be able to afford to pay American wages right here in this country. So there won't be no excuses why you can't pay American salaries when he gave you tax breaks right here in America to build it and make it in America. He thought that through. Why would I put my birth certificate on it? Like, you're not even making sense. Why would somebody put their birth certificate online? If their farmers are going bankrupt, it's because the Biden administration was regulating the crap out of them. But they'll be all right after a while. If they can stomach through this, they're gonna be okay. That's why Biden. That's why, again, this is where you come here, so y'all get the real knowledge. This is the reason why in the state of Pennsylvania, I want y'all to hear me, all of the Amish voted for Trump in the state of Pennsylvania because the Biden administration was overreaching and stepping on them and killing their profits and the money that they was making, trying to regulate them in their farming. That's why they voted for Trump, to get out of that situation. So when you say that, yes, it is happening, but the reason why it's happening because of the Biden administration and regulating everything. Trump came in and deregulated all that. So if they can stomach it and they survive it, they'll be all right after a while. So we good. That's why the Amish voted for Trump. All of them. 100. Because they've been farming for years and the government want to come tell them how to do it. So make it make sense. Like I said, y'all came to the wrong house. You want somebody that don't know. I know. That's why they voted for him. So, and the Amish do a lot of farming in Pennsylvania. And that's why they were upset, because they wasn't making no money. And Trump came in and now they're getting deregulated, and that's why again, I voted for Trump, because of his policies was common sense stuff. They're gonna be all right. This is what I'm trying to tell you. They're gonna be all right. Like I said, if they can survive it, because a lot of these farmers went through a lot of stuff, and they was being regulated out of all their profits. So if they can survive it, they'll be all right. Is he gonna save every last one of them? Probably not, because sometimes the damages went too far. That's what nothing you can do about. Sometimes the damage has went too far. And some damage you can't be undone. So we don't know how bad that is going to be. But at the end of the day, if they need to sell farming stuff, make sure they sell it as much of it here. That's it. Buy American. And we can help save the farmers by making sure we buy American. That's it. Anybody in America, if you really care about the farmers, make sure that the stuff that you get, it comes from America. You can help save them. If you feel that way and you see it, help save them by buying American. That's it. If you care about this country and you care about the product and the working class, buy American. If it's an American-made company, made right here in this country, that's where you spend your money. So go to these farms, and when you go in the grocery stores, where did this come from? I want something that came from American farmers. I want my product that come from American farmers. So we spend our money with the farmers, guess what? We can help save the farming. That's it. It's an easy fix. See that? We don't even need government for that one. We can do that right here at home. You're right. Democrats do want cheap labor. That's why they want these illegals over here. They haven't changed their wanting slavery mentality. Democrats was fighting to keep slavery then, and they're fighting to keep slavery now. The only difference is you're not being hit with a whip and stuff. But they still want slavery. That's why they want these illegals over here. So they can have them do these jobs next to nothing. Cheap labor is another form of slavery. But if you're a legal immigrant, and you know this is what you got to deal with, you're going to do it. Why? Because that way you can't go get a job and you can't be a part of the system. You got to work this job and take what they pay you. Meanwhile, these companies that's doing that making mad profit. Mad profit right here in America. And then you had these people talking about oh, well, they doing the jobs that nobody else want to do. This is how racist the Democrat Party is. Well, who's going to work the fields? Who's going to clean our toilets? And we can't get the illegal immigrants to clean our toilets. And we can't get the illegal immigrants to cut our grass. And we can't get the illegal immigrants to do the dirty work and the grunt work. Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Meanwhile, all these Americans on welfare, collecting food stamps, collecting public assistance, doing nothing all day, they can do it. They can do it. See that? Problem solved. We can go strip them all from welfare and put them out there and let them do the jobs. Some of them need to because they need to lose weight. Some of them need to. They need to do something else besides laying on their back getting pregnant. Go out there and work their field and do the job. Yes, I work. See, the difference is, yes, I'm on YouTube, but I work. I work every day. One thing about me, I work every day. I don't call out. I don't show up late. And I do my job well. And I'm very smart with my money. I wish I was rich, but I ain't. Look at it, he called me the N-word. Call me what you want. Call me what you want. I work very hard. First of all, I was working since I was a kid. My dad did construction. My dad did plumbing. And I worked with my dad with my hands all my life. I have had my own construction company. I have my own remodeling company. I've had my own restaurant. And I've worked for other people. So you're not talking to somebody who never did nothing. I put years in. Years. One thing about me, I ain't lazy. Yep, Andrew, she did. But again, if you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate the smoke. I really do. I love y'all. I really do. I love y'all. I appreciate all the smoke. I appreciate the debate. I appreciate y'all coming into the chat. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all hitting that subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. I really do. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. He said, what about red states crime? We'll talk about red states when we fix the blue cities. When we fix the blue cities, we'll talk about red states. But you got to go to the major problem first. And the major problem is the blue cities. When we fix the blue cities, then we can focus on the red states. How about that? Is that better for you Democrats? But anyway, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody. I really do. The smoke, I appreciate. The non-smoke, I appreciate. The support, I appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. I really, really do. On my channel, you're welcome to come here and express yourself, whether you like me or not. You can't stand me, that's cool. I don't care. You know what I mean? I love you back. You ain't got to stand me. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I got a question for y'all. How y'all like my shirt? How y'all like my shirt? How y'all like my shirt? He said it sucks. John said it sucks. Jack Blank said he loves it. Soul Ranger. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. Y'all really do. But I appreciate y'all. Really, really do. Everybody. I mean, rather you care for the smoke, rather you disagree with me. I appreciate everybody. Love y'all. Really, really do. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm thick-skinned. I'm thick-skinned so I can take all of the smoke. The name calling, I'm good with that too. You can come here and call me all the names you want. I'm good with it. You call me the N-word. You call me coon. You call me all that stuff. It's cool. It don't bother me. Honestly, it don't really, really bother me. I mean, I got thick skin. I mean, I don't get offended by stuff like that because I know how sometimes people are just ignorant and they ain't got nothing else better to do with it. And it might help them some. It might help them some. I mean, it really does. It might actually, because they feel like they can express themselves to someone, it might actually be helping them. So it's cool. Make sure y'all bring back the smoke every time I'm on the live. Make sure y'all come in, enjoy it, stay a while, and have fun. This is what we do. Right here. On Ron's opinion don't matter. And outside of that, outside of anything I say and whatever I say, like I said, I tell people all this all the time. Doesn't matter what I say. Ron's opinion, honestly, it don't matter. Only time Ron's opinion matter is when it comes to Jesus Christ. That's it. When it comes to having a relationship with Jesus Christ, that's the only time Ron's opinion matter. The rest of the stuff, you can take it for whatever you want to take it for. But when it comes to Jesus Christ and having a relationship with him, that's the only time that I feel as though 100% Ron's opinion matter. And if you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, believe me when I tell you, take that opinion outside anything else that I say. And that's real talk. Because none of us have a heaven or hell to put us into. But Jesus Christ is there for you no matter what. And he's not going to judge you. I mean, in the day of judgment, he probably will. But y'all understand my point. Having a relationship with God is more important than anything. And that's real talk. And with that said, I'm going to get up out of here. You know what I mean? God loves you. Real talk, y'all. God loves you. And I love y'all. Even the ones that bring the smoke. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? I'm giving, those that bring the smoke, I'm giving you a home to come to. And I want y'all to know I care about y'all. And that's real talk. And I want y'all to be okay too. Especially if you were raised, listen, I had no beef with other country. But if you're in this country, in America, I want y'all to be good. You know what I mean? You ain't got to like what I talk about political. But I still want you to be good and I want you to be safe. And that's real talk. So, just, when you're listening to these people, all this rhetoric stuff, really, really pull yourself out of it. And look at it with open eyes. Get out of your feelings and just look at it with open eyes. And ask yourself, is it really beneficial to my community? Is it really? Is it really beneficial? Not how I feel, but is it really beneficial? Know what I mean? But the biggest thing that these communities need the most is the return to Christ. Go back to Christ. That's it. And we all humble ourselves and pray, God will heal our land. And that's real talk. If God's people will humble themselves and pray, and me included, me definitely included, we can heal this land and possibly bring people back together. And with that said, with God's love, y'all please be safe out there. God loves you. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. And I'm out of here. Peace.